Well, thank you, Mwangi Maina, for that report. The tourism sector is yet again recording huge losses following President Uhuru Kenyatta's directive on cessation of movement in 5 counties considered disease-infected zones. Hoteliers who had already secured massive bookings and made sales ahead of the much-anticipated Easter holiday are now faced with massive cancellations and are calling upon the government to apply leniency into the already bleeding sector.
The coast region was expected to be a beehive of fun-filled activities ahead of the Easter holiday. Hoteliers had received well above the expected limit in bookings, and it was an all-systems go for the festivities. But last week's announcement by President Uhuru Kenyatta locking down 5 counties considered highly infectious zones for the coronavirus caught them flat-footed.
The coast fraternity had looked at a very good Easter. We were saying finally there's going to be good business. Hotels were booked up to 90%. We were here booked up to 95% the whole of Easter, and most of the hotels on the line. But now it's totally different.
For Kilua, we had a number of people that were coming during Easter. You see, majority of people that were coming Easter were people coming from out of Mombasa, and a big number was from Nairobi. So immediately the announcement was done, we started getting cancellations.
The timing and short notice notwithstanding, the hotels across the coast region were now forced to look into their books and try to balance out the losses, as some had outsourced entertainment to ensure that their clients had an Easter weekend to remember.
So all this cancellation has messed up Easter. We had contracts with bands, we had contracts with entertainers, we had invited people from outside of Mombasa and outside the coast to come here and entertain and give out value for Easter. But that's gone.
We're actually trying to strategize to see how now we can work with the locals during this time, because now Easter has to go on and hotels still have to operate. We cannot allow the pandemic just to make us obsolete.
The players in the industry met over the weekend to deliberate on the way forward. Nairobi, the hoteliers say, was the hub for most of their clients, but with the cessation of movement from Nairobi among other counties and local airlines also suffering a big loss, with major companies complying with the president's directive grounding all domestic passenger flights into and out of the zoned regions.
If Nairobi is locked and the transport via air, rail and road is also not allowed, it means a coast cannot get the local tourists that flock here during the Easter holiday.
This says also affects international tourists on planned itineraries with tour operators and travel agents. However, some airlines are yet to cancel international tourists who are set to continue with their safari flights across the country. Even with concerns for the third wave thunder, the hoteliers are calling on the government for leniency, as the consequences for the current harsh measures would be dire. Ruth Mulandi, TV 47.